Welcome back. It's now time for your midday sports. Reggae Boyz head coach Hamir Hall-Grimson says the team could be without influential forward Demarai Gray heading into their first leg quarter-final CONCACAF Nations League match against Canada tomorrow. Gray did not train with the team in the final session this morning at the Stadium East complex, but despite his absence, coach Hall-Grimson says he's not ready to rule out the man that has scored in 2 of his last 3 appearances.
Some injury doubts. Amari Bell, Demarai Gray. So we're just taking it basically a day by day. Hopefully they can be involved, but we are taking it day by day if they are available, etc. So, but I think most of the players are fit and ready. But these 2 in particular are in doubt of playing.
So they weren't in training today.
Yeah.
But there's no writing them off of playing tomorrow.
No, we are not writing anyone off. For sure, we're not writing anyone off, and not for this game or the next game. We are keeping it open. If they will become available, we'll play them. But it's going to be a late fitness test tomorrow.
Friday kicks off at 7 p.m. The second leg takes place on Tuesday at the BMO Field in Toronto. The winners, in Toronto, Canada, with the winners on aggregate advancing to the Nations League semi-finals and gaining entry to the 2024 Copa America. Attorney Ian Wilkinson KC, who represented Marlon Samuels in his recent case before an independent anti-corruption tribunal, says there were several missteps leading up to the ruling against the former West Indies cricketer. Samuels was handed a 6-year ban after being found guilty earlier this year of 4 offences under the Emirates Cricket Board Anti-Corruption Code. But Wilkinson explained that Samuels never participated in the 2019 tournament in which some of the alleged offences had taken place.
They deemed him as a participant because of an agreement, apparently, with the West Indies Cricket Board and other cricket boards, with the ICC, whereby if you had played for your country, in this case the West Indies, over a certain period of time, and it's a 2-year period, which covered the period in question where the offence is alleged to have occurred, you are deemed to be a participant.
One of the 4 breaches Samuels was found guilty of was obstructing or delaying the designated anti-corruption official's investigation by concealing information that may have been relevant to the investigation. But Wilkinson took issue with how the ACU went about this particular process.
In January of 2020, a totally surprise visit. The officials turned up at his home, totally unannounced, unsolicited, turned up at his home in Jamaica. Mr. Samuels cooperated by not only giving them access to his home, but he gave them a number of phones he had. He held on to one phone. He said, listen, I have a commercial obligation. He was shooting an ad and some other stuff. He was doing some things.
While conceding that Samuels should have handed over all his mobile phones to investigators, Wilkinson was of the opinion that due process was not followed by the ACU's officials.
A certain letter was supposed to have been presented to him to compel the production of these phones. So even if he disagreed with what they did, they had a right, had a duty to do this letter to him. When the charges came before Mr. Samuel and the matter was heard early this year, there was no evidence of this letter. Absolutely none.
And that's it for your midday sports report. Shane?
Thanks, Jordan. And that's the Midday News. I'm Shane Masters. Join us at 7 for primetime news. On behalf of the news, sports and production teams, have a good afternoon.